study over, because in 2004, the whistleblower you saw in the movie told them that it was a biased study and wouldn't produce any results that were usable, okay? And so Congress basically told the EPA to do it over. So we started, doing a new study. 2010, and held public hearings across the country, and it'll be 2 years before we get the results. So the question is, why do we keep going forward while we don't have the answers, okay? And I think that's what you need to be saying to your state legislators, your local municipal officials. And you should be going to your municipal government meetings, county commissioners meetings, and basically say, we want ordinances adopted that basically would protect us. I really think you need to do that as a first line of defense.
One of our leases is up in Keating Township, and it's on Card Creek Road. There's game lands. There's game lands on Card Creek Road in Keating Township, and just below Card Creek Road on the north side is the beginning of some of our streams, and one of the streams is Lanninger Creek. And if you go down Lanninger Creek in Rowlett, you'll see the municipal water pump is located right alongside Lanninger Creek. So that's one of the places that we should all be watching over, because that land above Lanninger Creek is leased. And there is drilling going on that lease, but it hasn't gotten to the area above Lanninger Creek yet. But it's just a matter of time. It is leased.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. I've lived in Potter County quite a few years. I grew up here since I was 10 years old, and been around the Oswego quite a bit. And I've seen Rose Lake. It's not a really big lake, but some people say it doesn't have a bottom, But it's one of the, I think there's only 2 lakes in the state that doesn't have a river feeding it. It only feeds out. And one goes Genesee, the other one goes to the Allegheny. It feeds the whole state, essentially. Rose Lake in Potter County. Okay, so say someone drills a well there, and that one well fails. That water goes everywhere. South, north. It flows north and south. So, I've been next to the Oswego, and I remember I was probably about 13, 14 years old, and I saw a pipe coming out of the ground. It was a low season, it was a dry season. And I talked with my dad about it, who was president of the Rod Gun Club at the time, and he brought in another individual. I spotted this pipe, and out of it was coming this kind of a gooish material, turned out to be brine water that was poisoning the Oswego. Well, that oil company was responsible for that, and a big fine was paid. And I was recently reminded of that, and I was glad that that happened, but I'm sure they weren't, the oil company probably wasn't very happy about that. They had a big fine they had to pay. Just a little kid found it, So the water is really important, and everybody here is going to go home and they're going to get a drink of water eventually. Somebody's going to have to. So I think that, maybe this is going to happen. The wells are going to get drilled, but, how are you going to do it right? Are you going to really be able to do it right every time? I don't think we've done anything right every time. So I can see trying to reduce the problem, but how to do that, I don't know. That's where I guess I'd have to talk with you. And I would love to monitor the Oswego if I could. I'll gladly do that. I'll be out there every day, wherever I'm needed. At the 11 Mile, it's another river I've been through a lot. Then I remember being part of the conservation group and cleaning the stream before. I don't mind getting out there, putting boots on, and checking the stream out. So I'll gladly help.
We got one, Pete.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Sign up on the way out. Any other questions or comments? Looks like everybody's getting tired.
Wait, it's not going to read, so.
That's okay. This young lady up here, blonde hair, she said something about, simple words, radioactive material binding to salt. Well, I have salt block out back feeding my deer. These deer are going to go drink this water?
No, but you know what? There's a diversion ditch. If you go up to Keating Township, Card Creek Road, you travel west on that. About 1.25 miles up there is, there's 2 Marcellus wellheads on that road, on Card Creek Road in Keating. The second one has a diversion ditch behind it because it's been, the well has been completed for over 1.5 years, and it really, the site has not been restored, but it does have E&S controls, and one of the E&S controls is a diversion ditch behind the Marcellus wellhead. It's within 75 feet of the Marcellus wellhead, and in that ditch is a lot of water. And I've been taking pictures of this ditch for months because it's in full sunlight and it didn't grow algae this year. So that concerned me, and it has like a frothy appearance, and it has an astringent feel to it. And if you look in that diversion ditch on the state game lands, you see deer and turkey tracks all through that ditch. So the salt block is not going to absorb the radiation, but the deer that are in the game land that's being leased is exposed to whatever was on that well pad. And so they're eating the vegetation and they're drinking the water around those well pads. There are retention ponds, and the fences are 4 foot tall around the retention ponds. Now, on game lands right now, they're only allowed to store fresh water, but those retention ponds were used for flowback, and the deer are able to get over the 4 foot fence. I have pictures of geese in the Keating Township retention pond flying out of and that's game land geese, flying out of the retention pond. There's no way of keeping the animals out of a it's 4 foot fence, And so, and as far as the diversion ditch right along that wellhead, you could go there tomorrow. You'll see plenty of deer tracks and turkey tracks in that. And what's also remarkable about that is that there's wetlands around that area. Around the whole pad is wetlands. It was exceptional value wetlands. And so you could read about the wetlands in our county inventory. We have a county natural heritage inventory, and
it's on the information sheet.
They're wetlands. And what was remarkable about the ditch is there's a lot of deer and turkey tracks around that ditch, and there's plenty of water accessible to the same animals that don't have turkey. The other water doesn't have as many turkey and deer tracks, hardly any.
They're gone.
Pardon me?
It is gone.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Yep.
I thought they could go near the exceptional wetlands. I thought they weren't.
They get encroachment permits. They're allowed to apply for encroachment permits. As a matter of fact, also around that same area in Keating, where Seymour Avenue is on the Allegheny River in that Rowlett section, there's an area of high significance there. There's a special forest there, and there's also a plant. It's called the creeping snowberry, and it's just a rare plant. And that was one of the first places I seen Marcellus activity, is at the corner of Seymour Avenue and can't remember the name of that. Where it meets the Allegheny River was where they were pumping the water out of, right where that creeping snowberry is. There's what do you call those trees? Hemlock. There's like a little patch of hemlock forest there, and so yeah.
I got a simple question. I'm a landowner and I own surface rights, and they want to drill a well. Somebody owns the mineral rights under. There's a real nice spring.
You don't own the mineral rights?
No, sir. No, sir. Surface. There's a spring, pond, bass, an aquifer back. They want to drill a well. Probably they come up and start it. They don't stake nothing. Probably in the aquifer. How many rights do I have to where this well could go? Marcellus well. 150 acres.
1984 Oil and Gas Act, you have if they send you a letter and they're within 1,000 feet of your water well or spring, potable water source, you have a right to appeal the location of the well.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, but 1,000 foot of an aquifer or
no,
where it
1,000
comes
foot
out
from
of
your
the,
water
where it comes
well,
out of the,
from
out
your
of the
water
ground?
well or spring you
That's
use.
where our cattle are up there, it's a cow pasture.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's only water, I mean.
that's only right under the 84.
1,000 feet.
Well,
To
you can
your
appeal
water
it.
source.
They have
No,
a
no, no.
setback.
No, no,
What's
no.
the
This is-
setback
this is-
for a pond? Is it 150 feet or no?
No, I don't think there's any setback requirement.
You're saying it's 1,000 feet to his water source, not his cattle's water source.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah, it's very limited, the rights under the 84 well.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know who's going to be drilling the well?
Penn, Virginia. They was
You
there.
could, I mean, attempt to talk to them and try to negotiate a better location, but, you know, that's between you and them and the mineral right owners. It's a tough.
Well, I knew it'd be able to help, I just wondered, my right's only 150.
Tell her about the arsenic and strawberries in Texas, and it's poisoned the whole
No,
We got a
lot.
you know,
monitor we can put on the spring.
That's off subject though.
Fast.
isn't it?
No, she asked about arsenic.
Oh.
It's in California. It's identified Trail Stream, you know, it's a California stream there.
California, how, were you up in?
No. It's East Fork of Pine Creek, California. Right.
We're talking California.
No. Up
In,
there. Up there.
outside of Shingle House.
No, up there.
Thank you.
Well, we can talk if you want afterwards. We'll be around.
Any remaining questions before we wrap it up?
If anybody ever finds a substitute for water, let us know.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming, appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, Lori, I think I'll head out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my keys. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Lori, good information.